Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal, and the prop plane, Kenny Smith. Tonight we'll see the Oklahoma City Thunder playing against the Miami Heat at American Airlines Arena. For Miami, they're where we've gotten used to seeing them, in the middle of the pack, 7th place in the East at the moment. That was the story of their season last year as well. And how about Dwayne Wade? Come on. Shaq, we're talking about an all-time great at the shooting guard position. Do you think he's gotten all the credit he deserves?
You know, even after all the rings, I think people still sleep on D. Wade.
I got you.
At his peak, as dominant as any two-guard we've seen, aside from the great Michael Jordan.
Yeah, I would agree. He's a top 5 two-guard of all time. Injuries have slowed him down. But despite that, he's had a – wake up, Shaq!
Uh-huh.
He's had an incredible career. And you nicknamed him Flash, didn't you?
I did.
No doubt. And you went to sleep.
That's when you weren't enduring sleep apnea, apparently. Hey, sleep apnea.
Wake up.
Yeah, we're on the air.
Oh, sorry.
Toss
Back
it
to you, Kevin.
It's interconference time for these Thunder as they come in as the visiting team. And get ready for another dose of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. Along with Steve Smith and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. And our friend on the sideline, Hall of Famer David Aldridge, who we'll be hearing from shortly. And for the Heat, we've got another hometown game here in Miami. These are the games that challenge you, guys. They will have their work certainly cut out for them, but they believe they can come away with a win.
And right now for Miami, they're in the mix for a playoff spot, which is definitely a positive. But I'm sure they'd like to have had their hands around that spot a little tighter than they do.
I agree. They're not going to be able to coast. They're going to have to battle their way into the postseason. But maybe they'll toughen up by the time the playoffs arrive.
And David Aldridge is standing by for our pregame report. David, good evening.
Well, guys, we know Russell Westbrook is a fearsome competitor, but he says you never know how long you'll be able to run like this or jump like this, so I go for it every time. I may look angry, but it's the only way I know. Yes, you look angry. Kevin?
Yeah, he's special, D.A., absolutely. Thanks. Steve, compared to when you played, talk about elements of the game that are now easier for the players than, like I said, when you play.
I think you start on the floor, the game is less physical. There's no more handshaking. There's no more chucking. There's no more hard fouls when they're throwing you up against the stanchion. And then I think off the court, the travel. I started when we flew commercial, Kevin. Now every team is flying private. I think the travel is definitely easier for players.
Not only flew commercial, Smitty, but we used to fly in the first flight out every morning, like 6 a.m.
Yes.
flights after a game, after a night game.
I remember those days. The positive was you didn't practice a lot when you got to those cities.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. So for Oklahoma City right now, the forwards, George and Grant. Westbrook and Ferguson, their backcourt, and it's Adams in at the 5 spot. Now Winslow after Westbrook's missed 3. Right side finds Richardson. Clock at 6. Knocked loose. Paul George with the steal. Pass to Westbrook. Rebound by the Heat. They're getting their first look at the Thunder in this one.
Yeah, interconference matchup. Two teams that'll see each other only twice on the schedule.
It's always interesting. You're not exactly sure what you're going to get, but it'll be fun to see how it plays out.
Here's Ellington. Westbrook pulls it in.
And this is one of those times where the coach has got to preach, be unselfish.
And we don't know that he hasn't. Maybe it's been falling on deaf ears. Guys taking ill-advised jump shots. How does he miss that layup? He's too good to be doing that.
Johnson kicks to Ellington. Off target from outside. The Thunder have gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. George against Richardson. Grant outside. Westbrook scanning the floor. Shot clock at 5. Over Winslow. Goes back up. And there's the nice layup by Adams.
And boy, did they need that one. Their first make in the 5 field goal attempts they've had.
Here in the first quarter with about 2 minutes gone by. Winslow kicks to Johnson. Now the pass to Ellington. Westbrook against Winslow. Pass to Richardson. It's Whiteside, top of the key. Johnson, that's for 2. And the shot is long.
When you defend a good mid-range shooter, this is how you contest without fouling.
Outside Westbrook. Off target from three-point range.
You know, a little off his game this quarter. Still trying to find a rhythm, though.
Johnson gets the bucket.
Nice presence inside. Johnson with a variety of moves and extremely good footwork makes him a difficult matchup.
And George kicks to Grant. Launches it. And it's Westbrook. That time on the assist by Grant. Westbrook's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Winslow dishes to Ellington. Passes it to Johnson. Over Westbrook. Johnson gets the bucket.
A skilled, versatile forward. James Johnson showing what he can do from mid-range.
Westbrook passes to George. Ferguson kicks to George. Westbrook against Winslow. Now here's Westbrook. He's guarded closely.
Obviously, this has been a tough quarter for him, but he's still trying to keep a positive mindset.
There's Winslow, and the shot goes down. Winslow's got his first points of the night.
Well, you know, defensively, that's what they're trying to do to Winslow, turn him into a jump shooter, and he made them pay.
Ferguson, the pass to George. Here's Ferguson from beyond the arc. The shot missing. Johnson finds Ellington. Richardson with it. Stolen by Grant. Outside Westbrook. Shoots over Winslow, and that one's good. Westbrook's got 5.
With that now, only 2 of 7 to start the game. Not the start he was hoping for. Remember back in 2016, James Johnson signed a make-good contract with the Heat. He's transformed his body, going from about 274 to under 240. And in the following season, they rewarded him with a 4-year, $60 million deal.
And so Westbrook will bring it up for Oklahoma City. They trail by 1. They come into this one having outplayed the Magic last game.
And in that one, it was all about shutting down the paint. They were just terrific in terms of their rim protection.
It was big-time shot blocking. They were energetic, intimidating, and that really affected the outcome.
And Russell Westbrook, he is a standard bearer for the Jordan brand with his own signature shoe, Greg. Few players have ever been as competitive as Michael Jordan, but you think Westbrook may be in that conversation?
No doubt about it. The similarities don't end there. The surreal athleticism, the will to dominate, and that fight, finding grudges to motivate them to their highest level. I think there's a kinship in how MJ and Russ approach the game.
First free throw is good. Both shots good from the stripe. Well, it seems the Heat's identity is always built, Steve, on defense.
Physical and nastiness, part of the system, part of the culture in Miami.
Now, here's Richardson. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Chicago, and they'll keep possession. They get it back, and it's slammed in by Whiteside. Oklahoma City's gone just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. Westbrook kicks to George. Grant, right side. It's blocked, and they get it back. 6 on the shot clock, and here's Westbrook from the arc. The offensive rebound. Fires for 3. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Grant's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Winslow, the pass to Ellington. Kicks it to Richardson. Westbrook against Winslow. And he drops it in from the low post. Winslow's got his second bucket tonight.
With Winslow, physical play doesn't necessarily take him out of his rhythm.
To the paint, here's George. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook.
And this is what it's all about, guys. The competitive spirit, the energy that we're seeing. This one's got the feeling like it's going to go down to the wire.
I'm loving this one. It's been back and forth with these lead changes. It's probably going to just come down to who has the ball last.
And that's the kind of move that will always pay off, even against tight defense like he was facing on that possession.
18 feet out, and it's off the back rim, no good.
Tough miss. He found some space inside the arc, but he could deliver.
Poke loose. To the inside, Richardson. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Richardson's got his second bucket.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
Back to Westbrook. Pass to Ferguson. He tries for 3. Miami grabs the miss. Whiteside's got 7 rebounds in the game. Guys, a potent offense right now.
You know what, guys? And they're playing with a certain amount of assuredness in their game. That type of confidence is what leads teams to having success. Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Chicago.
Yeah, guys, they were forcing it a bit in that one and shot a relatively low percentage because of it.
But you have to give them credit for being aggressive. The problem is they played too much hero ball. You have to be willing to make the extra pass.
And a new group getting ready for Miami. Kelly Olynyk's checked in for Johnson. Rodney Magruder comes in for Richardson. Wade, he's checked in for Wayne Ellington. And it's Johnson in for Justice Winslow. And a new group in here for the Thunder. Nerlens Noel checks in for Adams. Patterson comes in for Jeremy Grant. Alex Abrinas is checked in for Terrence Ferguson. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Russell Westbrook. Here's George after the made shot from Dwayne Wade.
And the mid-range jumper really right in George's comfort zone. When he isn't blowing by guys and finishing at the rim, he's knocking that one down with consistency.
Now here's Johnson. He had 15 points last outing. Here's Magruder, defended by George. That's going to be over and back, not watching for the line that time. Adebayo is checked in for Whiteside. Schroeder against Johnson. Schroeder kicks to Abrinas. Outside, George. There's the pass to Patterson. Back to George. 4 on the clock. From the corner. That's good on the jump shot. George has got 6.
Shots are just flowing for him right now, having a really strong quarter.
Now, here's Wade. Defense right on him. No good on that one. And it's Oklahoma City the other way.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
The feed to Schroeder. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two.
Dennis Schroeder is a player who's at his best going to the rim. Very athletic, can twist and contort his way to the paint. Good length with his frame to get shots up quickly.
Shooting two.
That's good from Schroeder. Steve, with Schroeder, he is fearless when attacking the rim or attacking any defender.
And sometimes players who are that aggressive don't take care of the ball. That used to be the case with him, but he's worked on it. He's made a point to improve his turnover rate.
Schroeder hits them both.
Dennis Schroeder, the 17th overall pick in 2013 out of Germany. He's got a flair you don't associate with European players.
Count that one. Adebayo's got his first 2 points of the night.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
And Patterson kicks to George. Noel down low. He picked up 12 points in their last win against the Magic in Orlando.
And his shot blocking almost single-handedly changed the game. No one wanted to put up a shot with him lurking.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Wade with it. The scoring numbers have been solid for him. He's averaging just under 14 points a game. And the shot goes in.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
Now here's Noel. 3-point lead. Abrinas kicks to George. There's 1:38 left here in the first quarter. And it's denied. Johnson against Schroeder. Here's Wade. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And Dwayne Wade had hoped to return to the Miami Heat. Last season, at the trade deadline, he got his wish.
And it just seems right when he's in a Miami Heat uniform. It's a second home for him, and he's back where he belongs, baby. Wade County.
And he makes the first. Well, Smitty, Dwayne Wade back for another season in a Miami Heat uniform.
Great to see a legend and a future Hall of Famer still putting in work. The most important player in franchise history. He belongs, Kevin, in a Heat uniform.
Second free throw, no good.
Dwayne Wade at the stripe. How many times have we said that before? He lives there.
And it's George missing. Miami trailing. 1:14 left to play in the first quarter. For Miami, they have shot 2 free throws, and they're 1 of 2 so far.
And the season numbers for them at the line thus far are really poor. Something I'm sure they are making a point of emphasis.
And the first one drops. Off on that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line. The Thunder with the lead. There's the 3. Down it goes. That's 4 made from the field. He's 4 of 8.
Yeah, that's 2 straight 3-pointers they've allowed.
Schroeder against Johnson. Adebayo passes to Magruder. Now here's Johnson. Just 5 on the clock. From 20 feet out. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Here's Abrinas. Here's Patterson. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Now it's a 6-point Oklahoma City lead.
And they've done the job on the offensive glass.
3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Olynyk dishes to Johnson. Fires from deep. Hits it from 3-point range. Johnson's got his first 3 points of the game. Schroeder surveying the floor. Over Johnson. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. Russell Westbrook has been leading the charge for Oklahoma City. He finishes with 9 points in the quarter. The D is having all sorts of problems with him. Right back after this break. The leadership of Russell Westbrook is so important to the team, and Steven Adams talked about what it means to him.
He's doing just an unbelievable job at just controlling the guys, controlling the game, making sure that everyone's feeling in the right mood to play and willing to sacrifice for one another.
You know, so much of leadership is that emotional component, motivating guys to give their all.
And Russ certainly leads by example with his competitive zeal, but he understands also he's got to bring his teammates with him.
And it's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen so far from the Thunder, guys.
Hustling on that offensive glass, that's led to a number of second chance points.
A fundamental part of basketball, taking advantage of guys who fail to block out.
On the floor for Oklahoma City, getting going here in the second quarter. Diallo out there with Dennis Schroeder. Then it's Noel. Then there's Patrick Patterson, and it's Abrinas in at the 3 spot. And it's Schroeder with the ball. He brings it up for Oklahoma City. Abrinas kicks to Diallo. Schroeder against Wade. Deflects the pass. Johnson surveying the floor. The pass to Wade. And it's Miami with another. We know players love offensive play. We know fans love offensive play. But Smitty, do you think we should care more as fans and players about what players do on the defensive end?
Well, I think so, Kevin. But I think it's the history of sports, especially our game in basketball, just the players that lead the league in scoring. They get all the credit and all the endorsements. Guys who play defense, we'll pick out 1 or 2, but we don't go overboard when we see guys that are defensively good. We don't talk enough about the defensive side and the impact these individuals have.
And fans appreciate good defense, don't they? Fans like good defense.
Yeah, they do, especially the fans that understand that you need defense to win championships.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Guys, Hassan Whiteside continues to develop. Now, Miami coach Eric Spoelstra said it's got nothing to do with his stats. He's going to do that no matter what. It's about making winning plays and caring more about his teammates than he cares about himself. Now he can lead in a different way because he has the respect of the locker room. Kevin?
Terrific, D.A. Thank you.
And once he sets up that low, you really have to work to root him off the block.
Yeah, he has the grit to dig in and the skill to counter if you try to get physical with him.
Off the mark, only his second miss in 7 attempts. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Pass to Abrinas. Here's Noel. No good that time. Now the Heat take it the other way. Passes to Wade. Back to Johnson. To the middle. Shot clock at 6. Wade for 3. Again, the miss by the Heat. Thunder trailing by 3. Here's Abrinas. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Here's Patterson. It's good. This game is all even.
Not a lot of forwards in the league are as comfortable from range as Patterson is.
Johnson, the pass to Adebayo. Magruder kicks to Wade. Pass to Olynyk. Buries it down low. Olynyk's got his first bucket in this one. Timeout is called. First of the game for the Thunder.
Kelly Olynyk comes from a basketball family in Canada. His mom was a scorekeeper for the Raptors. His dad coached at Toronto University and actually cut Steve Nash from the junior national team. Wow.
New group in for the Heat. Whiteside's checked in for Adebayo. Johnson comes in for Kelly Olynyk. Josh Richardson's checked in for Rodney Magruder. And Winslow subbed in for Johnson. And a new group in here for the Thunder. Steven Adams, he's checked in for Noel. Grant comes in for Patrick Patterson. Russell Westbrook's checked in for Alex Abrinas. And it's Felton in for Dennis Schroeder. Now here's Felton. Grant, that's good. Grant's got 6.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
And there's the pass to Richardson. Inside. Kicks it out to Johnson. Fader on the way. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Adams has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Back to Felton. Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here. Grant up top. He picked up 18 points in their last win against the Magic in Orlando.
And he did great work on the defensive end, too, with 3 steals on the night.
There's some defense for you. For someone who's as good at shooting the 3-ball as he is, you need a defender who's equally good at guarding against him.
Now, here's Richardson. He's been putting up the points on a very steady basis, averaging around 17.5 points a game. And Oklahoma City making a change here. Ferguson's checked in. Oklahoma City has gone 2 for 5 from three-point land since the end of the first. Westbrook against Wade. It's Westbrook with the drive. Outside for Felton. Here's Adams, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
This is his first trip to the line tonight.
Not the best statistic for him in terms of his performance at the line. Very low numbers.
2 shots.
No good on that one.
And Steven Adams came into this league at 19, already a physical specimen, and has only gotten stronger. Just a bruising presence down low.
Wayne Ellington's checked in for Dwayne Wade. And he sinks the second. And plenty of bumping and elbowing inside as ever. Steven Adams strong enough, though, to come out on top of that battle.
Yeah, not shy at all about contact. Grew up the youngest of 18 children. He had to hit above his weight for over a decade. Now he's got the upper hand.
Now here's Johnson. He has 6. Count it. Johnson's got it all tied up now for Miami.
Soft interior defense. You know he's going to be aggressive.
And here's Westbrook. He'll bring it up for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Outside, Felton. Whiteside against Grant. And Whiteside sends it back.
With that long wingspan, Hassan Whiteside saying, no, not in my house.
Bucket is good. Here's Westbrook. 23 points for him the last game against Orlando.
Even though he got fouled a lot, he never lost any of his aggressiveness. He kept making free throws, and in the process, really frustrated the D.
Miami grabs the miss.
You know what? He tried to lay it in at the point of attack. Just too much defensive pressure on that play.
And the foul called on Russell Westbrook. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Well, he has to be careful now. He doesn't want to pick up that third foul this early.
Now here's Winslow. He's guarded closely. And there it is for him. Now it's a 4-point Heat lead.
The defense did his job, but Winslow hitting with a hand in his mug.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Westbrook, and he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And Miami called for the foul.
Well, you think back to a time when people wondered if Westbrook was too aggressive playing with KD. They said Russ was taking too many shots. No questions anymore. Westbrook is the man in OKC.
Two shots.
And the first one at the line is good. And for Westbrook, winning the MVP and averaging a triple-double for an entire season. Greg, how much does he have left to prove?
Well, it's all about winning. We know Russ can take over a game. We know he can make his teammates better. How much better and how far they get in the playoffs, that's the real question.
That one misses. And when it comes to big men who can really handle the basketball, there aren't many of them, but there are a few, and they're pretty good at it, the bigs.
You know, I think the best at this, and we don't consider him a big, but he's close to 7 feet, is Kevin Durant.
Right.
Handling the basketball for a big. DeMarcus Cousins is really good.
Oh, jam!
Nice.
I mean, just beautiful.
I totally agree.
Yeah, you see the athleticism George had on that dunk. It's so quick and explosive. Gets to the rim in an instant. And Paul George, a terrific two-way player, an all-star, an all-NBA performer, and multiple all-defense selections.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
And Paul George has made it a goal to win Defensive Player of the Year.
I mean, he's got tremendous length and quickness, but really his pride at that end of the floor might matter even more. He just takes great pride in being a complete player.
Here's Whiteside. Kicks it out to Richardson. Shot clock at 6. And no good.
Just enough coverage to bother that three-point attempt.
Outside Westbrook. Pass to Grant. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim.
and get the finish.
And Jeremy Grant, great genes for the game, Greg. Father was Harvey, uncle was Horace, both NBA players and stars. His brother Jerian also in the association.
Yeah, and Jeremy might be the best athletically of them all. I mean, 6'8" with that 7'3" wingspan, great bounce. If he can develop his skill to match, he'll have a long and prosperous NBA career.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
The Heat trail by 3. Winslow finds Ellington. Here's Johnson. The putback. The rebound by Steven Adams. Adams has got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. The kick out to Westbrook. Passes it to Grant. Back to Westbrook. Grant outside. They get it back. Adams. Now we have a moment to look at how the blocks have been stacking up over the past several months for Whiteside.
We're just not seeing that same fierceness out of him defensively these last few months. He's lost a little bit of that intimidation factor. He's not blocking as many shots, and he's not making the same impact on that end of the floor.
And he knocks down the first one. He hits both from the stripe. Now here's Winslow. 14 points from him the last game against Chicago.
And when you factor in the assist totals, that's a complete game.
Grant against Johnson. Whiteside, the pass to Johnson. Whiteside trying to break free. It's good, and the Thunder lead is cut down to 2 on the bucket from Johnson.
And when it comes to knocking down shots from the perimeter, for James Johnson, it's all about confidence.
Adams down low. Whiteside's there. Here's Ferguson. Richardson covering. And that one, good. 7 points for Steven Adams.
Strong move at the rim. Overpowers the smaller defender.
Winslow kicks to Johnson. Pass to Ellington. It's stolen by Adams. And the pass to Westbrook. It's over Ellington. And Jeremy Grant picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. A different look for Miami. Kelly Olynyk comes in for James Johnson. And it's Johnson in for Richardson. The Heat trail by 4. Johnson outside. And that's out of bounds. Miami will retain possession. Here's what Miami has lined up on their schedule. On Saturday, they'll be taking on Victor Oladipo and the Indiana Pacers. And then on Tuesday, they'll go up against C.J. McCollum and the Portland Trail Blazers.
And for that game against the Warriors, it's never easy going up against the top team in the West. But if they're able to come away with the win, it's going to be a huge confidence booster.
2.
The Heat shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
2.
And that one falls for Olynyk. Smitty, there are a lot of funny guys that play in pro sports, and the NBA is no exception now and in the past. Who would you say is the funniest guy you ever played with?
Yeah, a couple guys, Kevin. There's some funny guys. I think one that stands out as far as just being a straight comedian, had guys laughing, was Ken Norman. And I think there's another guy that was extremely funny, but he wasn't trying to be funny, was Dikembe Mutombo. Some of the things Dikembe would say and do, it was just hilarious, and he wasn't trying to be funny.
Westbrook against Johnson. Grant gets a wide-open look. His three-pointers off the mark. Miami's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Johnson with it. George picks him up. Johnson finds Olynyk. Heat moving the ball around, and the foul called on Russell Westbrook. That's his third foul of the game.
And that's his third foul. The chance you take leaving him in with 2. Let's see if they'll sit him now until the half.
The Heat making a switch here. Magruder's checked in. The Thunder also changing it up. Patterson comes in for Grant, and Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Terrence Ferguson. Pass to Winslow.
Justice Winslow won a national title at Duke University. The 10th overall pick in 2015. He's a lockdown defender who can guard all 5 positions.
That's good from Winslow. And back in 2015, Winslow the top vote getter for being the steal of the draft, but offensive struggles have held him back somewhat.
Still gaining confidence in his outside shot. But what he can do, he can handle, he can pass, and he's a great cutter. They're still confident he can put it all together.
That one drops. He ties it up.
The 10th overall pick back in 2015, Justice Winslow has been fighting injuries, but he still has a chance to be very good.
Here's George. And Whiteside sends it back. Johnson outside. No luck that time on the shot that would have put them on top.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
Olynyk against Patterson. He can't get it to go. Good work defensively by Whiteside. Here's Magruder. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Johnson against Schroeder. Lock at 6. Johnson outside. The shot from 20 feet away. It's rebounded by Schroeder.
Look, that's in his range, but he had a defender right up in his chest.
Outside, George shoots over Winslow. A nice shot by George. George has got 5 points now in the quarter.
And guys, when George gets cooking, you are in for a long night. He's just fantastic at finding different ways to score.
Schroeder against Johnson. He kicks it to Olynyk. Shoots over Patterson. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him. Olynyk's got the game tied up here for Miami. It's all tied in Miami. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Coach, how does the defense you're playing impact your offense?
It just energizes us. We have an ignitable group, and that's how we play. So we have to continue to stay the course and try to keep them off the three-point line as best as we can.
Yeah, those runouts get your guys going. Thanks a lot, Spo. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, Hoop fans. NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. EJ, Shaq, Jet. Dwayne Wade has been all over the floor tonight. He had 12 points and 1 assist. Kenny, let's start with you. What'd you think about the Heat?
Well, I thought that turning point was when the bench came in. Those guys really hustled, and they gave the team some energy, and then they started to score baskets. That was a bonus.
And now, Shaq, let's get your opinion on Oklahoma City.
What impressed me the most was the effort they put into the offensive glass. The second chance points really added up for them. Fighting through box outs, battling for position, they owned the offensive boards.
That's all for now. Say goodbye to the folks. Thanks
Goodbye,
for joining us. Third quarter, just about ready to begin.
Welcome back. American Airlines Arena, visible on the far right of your screen in that overhead shot of downtown Miami. And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. You look at Paul George in this game, guys, he's been everywhere.
Yeah, so far they haven't found an answer for him. A scoring machine here in that first half.
Defensively coming in, you know he's going to be tough to stop, but I'm still waiting to see a plan to even contain him.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. Down low, it's Johnson and Whiteside. Winslow is out there with Wayne Ellington. And it's Richardson in at the small forward position. That's the group on the floor for Miami. And there's the foul. It's on Steven Adams. That is his first foul of the game. Whiteside kicks to Richardson. In the corner, Winslow with it. Just 5 to shoot. For the lead. The rebound by Paul George. George has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's Ferguson out of bounds. Miami takes possession. Okay, with this break, let's run down the point guards, the most assists in the league in the past 10 games. Russell Westbrook, #1.
And for the purist out there, he has been fun to watch with the ball in his hands. I mean, he can make any pass on the court and create so many easy baskets for his teammates.
Winslow kicks to Richardson. Over George. Takes the 12-footer and hits. Richardson's got the first basket of the second half. That one for the Heat. Oklahoma City trailing. And here's Westbrook. And he overdid it there. Too much force, it looked like, on the foul, and he's called for the flagrant.
Boy, a very hard foul that time, and the officials had to slap him with the flagrant. I mean, you can't let him get away with that kind of contact.
Yeah, gee, that's an easy call for the officials to make when there's that much contact. The league is really cracking down on those sort of plays. First free throw is good. Well, Eric Spoelstra working his way up through the Heat organization, and I hear eventually interested in moving into the front office someday.
And I would say it will be with the Miami Heat, a very loyal, close-knit organization. His dedication and commitment, second to none.
And so it's Oklahoma City with it. Adams' shot is good. And not even 3/4 out of the way. So many lead changes.
The fans, guys, are getting their money's worth. Heck, I should have paid to watch this one. It's been a nail biter.
It's Richardson on the wing. He's covered by Grant. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a 3-point play chance here for him.
In attack mode, Whiteside drawing the foul, still able to complete the play.
One shot.
Free throw, good, Whiteside.
And what a story for Hassan Whiteside. A second-round pick back in 2011. He's bounced around. I mean, with G League, China. He even played over in Lebanon. It wasn't until 2015 that he emerged seemingly out of nowhere as a factor for the Miami Heat.
Oh, that's blocked. Now Johnson. He's got 11. Winslow, the pass to Ellington. To the paint, poked loose. Johnson dishes to Winslow, and the dunk by Winslow.
We're going to see a lot of this from Winslow in the coming years. Explosive young talent.
And Whiteside in 2016 receiving a 4-year max contract, Greg, from the Heat.
Amazing how far he's come. Set the franchise record for most blocks in a game. And pretty impressive when you think of the big men who played for the Heat. Talking Lonzo Mourning and Shaquille O'Neal, no less.
Winslow against Westbrook. Johnson in the corner. Shoots a three. The shot off that time. And it's Oklahoma City the other way. Westbrook against Winslow. Westbrook kicks to Grant. Adams down low. He's covered by Whiteside.
Just great at getting after it defensively, forcing guys into tough shots.
Yeah, to be successful, you've got to protect the paint. He rises to that challenge.
Winslow with it. He's got 10. Kicks it to Ellington. From deep three-point range, and the shot clock expires. 24-second violation.
And with the break in the action, let's look at the stats for Johnson. Averaging about 7 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. And the numbers won't wow you, but I like the effort he brings to the table each and every night.
You need guys who understand their roles, carry them out without complaint. Everything he does is for the team.
Ferguson, the pass to George. For the lead. Over Richardson. And it's George missing. Heat have gone 3 of 6 in the third quarter. 50% from the field. Down low. Here's Whiteside. It's good with the assist that time from Johnson. Johnson's got 3 assists in the game. Thunder trailing by 3. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Oklahoma City moving the ball around. Johnson against Grant. Oklahoma City needs to get off a shot. Near the three-point line, it's Westbrook. Come on. But they get it back.
Well, not the best look they can get, but at the end of the day, it's all about shot making.
And the Heat call time here. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game. And that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
Adebayo is checked in for the Heat. Wade comes in for Wayne Ellington. And then for Oklahoma City, Noel's checked in for Steven Adams. Diallo comes in for Terrence Ferguson. That's Felton in for Russell Westbrook. It's Richardson on the wing. He's covered by Noel. Richardson kicks to Winslow. over Felton. And that one goes long. And so George will bring it up for Oklahoma City. For the lead, it's Adebayo with the rebound.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
James scoring well. When somebody's on, you've got to ride them.
Thunder trailing by 3. Now here's Felton. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Noel finds George. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
Yeah, the onslaught continues. He's been unstoppable now for a couple of nights.
The momentum is building, scoring in a bunch of ways. That's why his number keeps getting called.
Kelly Olynyk's checked in for the Heat. One drops. He ties it up. Miami's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Winslow, the pass to Olynyk. Wade outside. Back to Olynyk from downtown. The shot's good on the assist by Wade. Wade's got 3 assists in the game. Felton against Winslow, and stolen by Richardson. Paul George with the steal. And now here's George, the fast break opportunity.
And the feed from George couldn't be better. The timing, the placement, everything about that dish was pinpoint.
Winslow kicks to Richardson. Pass to Olynyk. Over Grant. And there's another one for the Heat.
Textbook, nice pass, great catch, even better finish.
Outside, George. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. High, arcing shot, and the layup good by Winslow. And it's a 5-point Heat lead.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Here's George, and Oklahoma City again with the bucket.
And he's made more than his fair share of those today.
Miami leading by 3. Winslow finds Richardson. Here's Adebayo, defended by George. Down low. And the basket by Olynyk. Olynyk's got the lead up to 5 now for the Heat.
Mr. Dependable tonight, helping them grow this lead.
Here's George. Miami grabs the miss.
And that was an easy one there, just a missed opportunity.
If you give it to him, he'll take that shot every time down the floor. I'm sure he's kicking himself.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Back to Felton. To the middle, stolen by Wade. Oh, and a fast break for the Heat. Richardson's running, and it's Richardson slamming it down.
D-Wade, still one of the best in the business on the ball, has quick hands, and that time, turning defense into offense.
Felton kicks to George. Back to Felton. Up again. Great positioning on the putback.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
The Heat leading by 7. Here's Wade. He's got 14. To the inside.
Blessed with point guard skills, Wade very comfortable running the pick and roll.
And that was an unleashed chaos moment indeed. What a spectacular play. Sponsored by Under Armour Hover Havoc. Richardson against George. And he gets the bucket. George has got 7 points for the quarter. Miami's on 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Down low. Goes straight to the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. That one on George.
Justice Winslow has done an excellent job of being unselfish and making the right play. Josh Richardson, a great story for the Miami Heat. A diamond in the rough. Taken with the 40th pick in the 2015 draft, he's become a cornerstone.
Tyler Johnson, he's checked in for Justice Winslow. Then for the Thunder, Patrick Patterson. He's checked in for Nerlens Noel.
One shot,
Alex Abrinas comes in for Diallo. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Raymond Felton. That's good from Richardson. Smitty, with his impressive development, the Heat rewarded Richardson with a 4-year, $42 million contract in the summer of 2017.
A really good value for a full-time starter.
Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over.
Yeah, the amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they got to talk about.
You know, for the most part, their perimeter D is holding up, but they might have to sacrifice some of that to close down the lane.
And Miami making a change here. Magruder's checked in.
And a quick look at the numbers for Paul George. First in steals and ranked among the top 10 in scoring. He can fill it up with the best of them.
And as you said, #1 in steals this season. He's the sneakiest ball hawk in the league right now. Hide everything you've got because he's coming after you.
More of a score-first point guard, but Schroeder doing a good job of finding the open man.
Johnson kicks to Adebayo. Wade outside. He's looking for Olynyk and finds him. Can't cash in on the 10-foot jumper.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
The shot by George, no good.
Yeah, the aggressive D inside leads to a missed opportunity there.
You know, he had terrific position, does a good job of affecting the shot without fouling.
Johnson, the pass to Wade. Shoots over Schroeder. Misses off the right iron. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Off target with his 3.
He just can't get it cranked up and beyond the arc. No threes in this half after just hitting 1 in the first.
Wade finds Johnson. We've got 1:48 left to play in the third. Here's Abrinas. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Poked away. It's stolen by Wade. Scores the bucket. He's 7 for 11 and continues to look good.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Ball's knocked loose. Now, here's George. Defense is right there. And that's a foul called on Bam Adebayo. That'll be his second foul of the game. Adams, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. 1:10 left in the third quarter. Kicks it out to Schroeder. Grant outside. Just 5 on the clock. Shoots over Olynyk. It's deflected. Wade outside. Trying to find Johnson. He's got it now. That falls. Nice feed that time from Dwayne Wade. Wade's got his 7th assist here tonight. Thunder trailing by 11. Pass to George. Back to Schroeder. pass to Abrinas. Adams. And it's Adams on the follow. Adams has got 6 here in this quarter.
And not relying at all on the three-point shot. They may want to rethink about stretching the defense a bit like they did in that first half.
Wade dishes to Johnson. And Dennis Schroeder gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. We've got 13 seconds left to play here in the third. 5 to shoot. Wade outside. Here's Whiteside, and some nice defense there to end the quarter. And it's out of bounds. They say last touch by Adams. And it's good, but hold on. The officials may want to look at that one on the replay monitor. Well, we thought the third quarter was over, but it turns out the officials are going to review the play to see if he released the ball before the buzzer.
And even though, you're thinking maybe we don't need the replay in a situation like this, still plenty of time left in this game, and really it's about getting the call right.
And they're keeping the call as is. It was close, but he had not released it before the clock had expired.
Yeah, still better safe than sorry. I think they did the right thing to take another look at it. And if it's so close that you can't tell by the naked eye, might as well go to the slow-mo.
And we've reached the end of the third. It's the Heat. They're up by 9. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the fourth quarter of action when we return. Head coach Eric Spoelstra mic'd up along the sideline. Let's check it out.
Once you get the rebound, hit to those corners, race for it, okay? What you're doing right now is you're making them have to defend.
Well, Eric pleading with his guys, Greg, to be faster and be sharper than the other team.
And if they do that, they'll be fine. Coach wants to tire the opposition out on defense.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks, as always, for joining us. And Oklahoma City, looking who they've got to start the fourth quarter. Inside pairing is Grant and Adams. Russell Westbrook out there with Dennis Schroeder. And it's Ferguson in at small forward. And here is Johnson. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So one free throw coming up.
And they got to bring the double team on it.
Shooting one.
And Tyler Johnson, undrafted out of Fresno State back in 2014. One of those lunch pail players. Didn't take him long to make his mark in the NBA.
And the Heat making a change here. Johnson's checked in.
One shot.
And the free throw, no good. And Tyler Johnson, a 6'4" combo guard. Greg, talk about how he straddles that gap.
Yeah, I mean, a shooter with athleticism. And the lefty still developing that right hand, but improving as a playmaker and game management right before our eyes.
Count it, good.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Westbrook kicks to Grant. Back to Westbrook. Pass to Ferguson. 6 on the shot clock. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
Absolutely fearless. I mean, a nice subtle adjustment there going up against Wentz.
Well, this is where he shows both skill and body control along with the attack mindset.
And that one misses.
Hassan Whiteside said growing up, he never had a backup plan. He was going to be an NBA player. His huge size made that a pretty safe bet. Has his man, just misses with the pass. Not sure what happened on that play.
And it's Westbrook with the ball. He brings it up for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Schroeder against Johnson. Grant outside. Shot clock at 5. Passes to Ferguson. Drills the three-pointer. And you just don't see many players with the kind of length that Hassan Whiteside possesses.
Did you know on his tiptoes he can grab the rim with both hands, and he's pretty athletic for his size. Those physical tools just about off the charts.
Magruder passes to Johnson. Fires the 3. And it's Johnson that time on the assist by Johnson. Johnson's got 4 assists now tonight. Thunder trailing by 8. Westbrook kicks to Grant. Outside Westbrook. And the foul on Tyler Johnson. That's foul number 2 for him. Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Here's Grant, and 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That one's on Johnson.
And the combination of athleticism and defense Grant brings is superb. A guy who you can depend on to compete.
The first free throw is good. And Grant drops them both. For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. And there's the foul. That's on Steven Adams. That's foul number 2 for him. Richardson, he's checked in for the Heat. Ellington kicks to Johnson. Westbrook against Johnson. In the corner, it's Ellington. The Thunder pull it in. Adams has got 13 rebounds in the game. Seeding.
You know, this is a time when you don't have to force anything. You're in command of this game.
And how about the grit and determination in the post? I mean, essential qualities to have late in a close game.
Pass to Ellington. Back to Richardson. He kicks to Ellington. There's the pass to Johnson. 5 to shoot. There's the triple. Makes the bucket. Now he's got 5 field goals. 5 for 8 in the game.
Really smoking the nets now after a difficult time shooting in the first half.
Outside Westbrook. And it's blocked by Whiteside. And they're able to recover. Goes up again, and with that, the Heat lead is cut down now to just 5 on the bucket from Ferguson.
His marksmanship this quarter has been unbelievable, yet they still trail in this game.
Johnson against Schroeder. Johnson kicks to Whiteside. Pass to Richardson. Johnson outside. Shoots over Schroeder. And a little luck that time, but it drops. Johnson's got 10 points in the quarter.
It's really been a tale of 2 halves, guys. A slow start, but this quarter, he has really been the man.
Richardson against Westbrook. Kicks to Grant. There's the call on James Johnson. That will get him his 4th foul of the game.
This could be a problem. That's his 4th foul with plenty of basketball left to play.
Winslow's checked in for Tyler Johnson. And Oklahoma City with a change here, too. George is checked in. Here's Adams. In the corner, it's Westbrook. That shot off the mark. And it's Miami the other way. They've led by as many as 11 points. Next up will be a home game matched up against the Pacers. That'll be the last of 3 straight at home for the team.
Yeah, James Johnson off the drive. Big, strong, but also very skilled.
Westbrook passes to Ferguson. Over to the wing. Grant, right side. With the floater. Whistle blows. Bucket is good. He'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
1 shot.
Yeah, going to the floater right there. That was pretty.
The free throw drops for Grant. Now Winslow. Johnson at the elbow. They get a hand on it. And now Westbrook pushing it up. No one back to stop him. And finished off by Westbrook.
And you know Westbrook has an outstanding vertical. Once he gets to the launching pad, rim, beware.
And then Johnson with the dunk.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. Outside Westbrook. Here's Ferguson. Richardson covering. And it's out of bounds. The Heat will take it the other way. The Heat leading by 6. Winslow kicks to Ellington. Passes it to Johnson. Over George. And it's Miami with another.
And he's caught fire this quarter yet to miss a shot.
Thunder trailing by 8. Outside Westbrook. Back to George. Puts it up. It's hauled in by the Heat.
Coming out of halftime, he wanted to start strong, yet the opposite happened.
Here's Johnson. Sinks that one from the post. And now it's a 10-point Heat lead.
He's been making plays all quarter on a terrific hot streak, helping to build out this lead.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. And Josh Richardson at the University of Tennessee was a pre-med student, plans on becoming a surgeon. But when the NBA became a possibility, he said he had to switch to an easier major.
And instead of spending 4 hours a day studying, he put that time into the gym. A terrific defender in college, was the 2-time All-SEC defensive player. And with the newfound focus on basketball, he has blossomed as a scorer.
And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, James Johnson.
And it's been a terrific night for him in terms of the scoreboard. They've run a bunch of sets for him, and he's continued to come through. Scoring as well as he has, it's taken a lot of pressure off the rest of his teammates.
Wade, he's checked in for Miami. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, during the break, I listened in on Billy Donovan's huddle with his team. He told the players, you guys are too talented to be playing this lackadaisical. Push the ball up the floor, get out on the break, and get to the fast break. Guys, we'll see if they can get it done.
Thank you, David. And so Westbrook will bring it up for Oklahoma City. A 12-point game. Pass to Ferguson. Back to Grant. 6 to shoot. Stolen by Wade. And here we go. Fast break. Wade's got it. The shot's good on the assist by Johnson. And that's now 18 points for Wade.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Left side, George. George double team. They need this one. It's hauled in by the Heat. Whiteside's got rebound number 19 now. Incredible board work. There's Winslow, and there's another one for the Heat.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
Westbrook kicks to Ferguson. On the wing, George. And it's blocked by Whiteside.
And tonight, he just hasn't been efficient offensively. That's a big reason why they're behind.
Thunder trailing by 16. Outside, George. Up top, Adams. Outside, Westbrook. Back to Adams. Shot clock at 6. The shot by George, wide open. Gets the jumper from the corner to fall. George has got 9 points here in the second half. Winslow against Westbrook. Johnson outside. Here's Whiteside. The rebound by Steven Adams.
And forcing the miss there, he just knows how to pressure you defensively.
And also protecting the rim at all costs. I love the anticipation to affect the shot.
Westbrook finds George. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
That's his second personal. Shooting for Oklahoma City, Paul George. At the line for 2.
The first one falls. And George drops them both. The Heat leading by 12. Timeout called the Heat.
And they're picking up a lot of fouls already in the penalty. Not a good sign. They need to focus on moving their feet and maintaining a good defensive position.
Now the pass to Winslow. That's tipped, and it's out of bounds. The Heat able to retain possession here. Got a piece of it. It's stolen by Adams. Ferguson, the pass to Adams. Westbrook kicks to Ferguson. And right on through for another basket. He's got 5 made on 5 of 9 shooting.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
Wade outside. 1:56 left in the fourth quarter. And there it is for him.
If you let Wade get the ball that deep, there really isn't anything you can do.
Ferguson kicks to Westbrook. Shoots over Winslow. It's deflected, and he gets it back. And with that, the Heat lead is cut down now to just 10 on the basket from Westbrook. Miami's gone 2 for 2 from three-point land to start the fourth quarter. Pass to Wade. From 13, Wade missing again. Now the Thunder with it. George looking over the floor. It's tipped. Stolen by Winslow. In the corner, it's Richardson. And the Heat, another 3.
And each bucket at this point feels like a backbreaker.
Showing no mercy. Double-digit lead and still putting it on him.
Tremendous effort. I mean, this guy has already cracked double digits on the backboard.
He is just hitting the backboard every chance he gets. He is feasting for rebounds out there.
Winslow finds Whiteside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Wade, double team. There's Winslow, and the dunk by Winslow.
And just staying aggressive, continuing to extend that lead.
They left nothing to chance. This is how you close out.
Westbrook passes to Adams. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
That's his 5th personal. At the line for the Thunder, Steven Adams. Taking 2 shots.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
That free throw, no good. And a new group in for the Heat. Adebayo is checked in for Whiteside. Kelly Olynyk comes in for James Johnson. Rodney McGruder's checked in for Dwayne Wade. And it's Johnson in for Josh Richardson. And a new group getting ready for Oklahoma City. Patterson, he's checked in for Jeremy Grant. Alex Abrinas comes in for George. Diallo, he's checked in for Terrence Ferguson. That's Felton in for Russell Westbrook. And he can't get the second one to drop either. Coming up empty that time. Johnson against Felton. Magruder kicks to Olynyk. Shoots over Patterson. And the shot is long. Here's Diallo. Outside Felton. Pass to Patterson. Adams outside. From the arc. And so Miami takes this one by a big margin. Some good moments throughout this one, but they had the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way they executed on both ends of the floor, completely under control for the vast majority of the game. And whenever there was a misstep, they just didn't allow it to fester, and that's why they're going to walk away with the win.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Well, Dwayne, you won the game, but you lost the rebounding battle. How did you overcome that?
I don't know. You know, we have a knack for finding a way to win, and we've always had that here. You know, we got to do a better job. You know, we can't get out-rebounded like that and expect to win, so we got to figure it out.
Sure you'll be working on it. Thanks, Dwayne. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll do it, folks. For Steve Smith, Craig Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.